It done got real more tribalism now. It's just down the blocks. There is no structure. It's
exactly.
Just,
it comes down to like such.
The homies, you know what I'm saying?
That shit ain't got nothing to do with whether your ass riding under the 5 or the 6. It's just like
because the problem is because nigga, we lost that structure. So even though niggas claim to set, all BDs don't get along. The BDs on the 63rd, I'm over by 64, may not get with the BDs over on 83rd. You see what I'm saying?
They don't got none of the same politics and shit. All they fucking like they laws is different.
They've lost guys like myself.
It is. They made their own shit up because, hey, this is what we is over here, but
it's not even
no
that.
more structure.
It became more friendship. It's not that we all part of the gang.
It's not a real thing.
It's just like if you fuck with my homie over here, and he tell me even though we part of the same set, they can't come to a resolution. You supposed to be able to box it out. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be cool at the end of the day. But now niggas want to kill niggas. That's the problem. Niggas don't want to fight no more. They want to kill each other.
Money related and connected. These motherfuckers ain't got no money between them. And even if they fucking coming from like a long legacy of that shit.
No, I get you. The
they about bullshit.
They just want to kill because they
crazy
about pride. It's more about pride.
That ain't pride.
It is because they shit start on the internet. They shit start on niggas talking shit on the internet.
Nigga, if you had pride, you wouldn't be looking on the internet to fulfill your fucking.
That's not what he mean by pride.
That's what pride.
That's not what he means by pride.
This is what I'm saying. Their pride is you antagonizing me talking shit, so they respond in street violence. It literally starts over a bitch or some shit on the internet. You got into a fight. See, when we were kids, you got into a fight. Nobody saw that bullshit. Shit. No, nobody saw that shit but the 10 people that was there. Right. It ain't gonna go past those 10 people.
Yep.
Nowadays, these kids see, they posted, it's 1 million people. A fucking 1 million people laughing at you, talking about you. They're going to kill you tomorrow because it's 1 million people making jokes about you.
If we can, like I said, we got to understand that the conversation is still, important and it's still relevant, despite it's not completely matching like your lived experience or let alone your area, because there's gonna be, there may not be all the parallels, may not be there, but some things that he spoke of can correlate to your experience with gang culture here in America. So, without further ado, let's continue the conversation. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host AC, aka High Thinking. And I'm with my co-host here to discuss Glasses Malone take on, I guess, on a gang culture, which is a very serious topic amongst our community. It's been a very serious topic, at least since the 90s, when like I would say the ties of rap kind of changed and everything like that, and then the culture went along with it, and black culture went along with it. But like some people say that. Some people argue that that gang culture, it was not a particularly negative thing. It wasn't a bad thing. And Glasses Malone is here to make that claim. So as a bunch of, and mind you, I'm not the one that grew up directly in the gang or influenced by gang culture whatsoever, but I have some friends that are very much so acclimated to in that lifestyle. So with that said, let's get into it, Glasses. Well, let me ask you guys a question first. Just very briefly, how was like, growing up in Chicago, knowing who ran what, how did that kind of influence your upbringing? Starting with you, Brad.
Man, you want to start with me? I'm not like,
because you the first. It's like how they see. It's the camera, bro. It's like the people see you first, and they see Chuck second, and they see King last.
You ain't gotta be like pragmatic like that.
I have to be pragmatic. This is how we have faster conversations.
He can pick whoever he wants to, right? He could just like shoot out and shit.
All right, so he in his feelings. King, your turn.
I mean, that was something as a kid you had to know. Like if you was going outside, you know what I'm saying. There's certain things in life that you had to understand. You wasn't gonna make it outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Depending on where you grew up. If you grew up in the in the inner city environments, you had to know what certain blocks was and who certain people were on those blocks. You had to act accordingly. Or you was gonna get niggas gonna bust your ass. You know what I'm saying? So
Chuck,
it's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Something you had to know because you there were certain areas you want to be in. Because you might be in the opposition area and things to that nature, but if you grow up in a gang culture family, it's almost normality, man. Yeah. When you got uncles and cousins who are either gang members or gang leaders, and that's pretty much how I grew up. Of course, I didn't know much of anything as a kid. I didn't know anything until I became a teenager, but and when I got involved myself. But yeah, the game culture was one thing, and then actual, there was no warrior situation. There was no whole lot of gang banging. Wasn't a whole bunch of meeting and clashing and fighting, and this wasn't it ain't the movies.
Yeah, they wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that, man. It was more love than it was.
It was like that though.
I mean, it could be like that, and then any given area, it wasn't consistent in one area and one gang all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It basically wasn't
right.
always all bad. It wasn't like that all the time. It had its good days and had its bad days.
Nah,
So Brad, how about you?
I wanted to hear what they had to say before I said anything regarding this, conversation. Because, like I was telling you, and like I told you when you called me, anybody who has lived in this city at least, like circa like 19, I don't even know, all the way back from the 30s or whatever, all the way up to like, whenever, shit stop being serious or whatever, motherfuckers stop making money. And motherfuckers stop trying to have a fucking a real. You remember that movie? What's the name of the with Jack Nicholson?
The Colors?
Jack Nicholson?
Not Jack Nicholson. I'm not sorry. No, he wasn't. It's not the white
Let
boy.
me finish. He was right about you cutting things off. Jack Nicholson, and it came out in like.
Isn't that amazing?
It came out in the 2000s. It was Jack Nicholson and fucking the dude. What's his name? Ben Affleck's homeboy. What's his name?
Damn, what's it? Matt Damon?
Yeah, the shit with Jack Nicholson and Matt Damon when I forget the name of it, but they was cops and motherfuckers was crooked.
Oh yeah, that was Colors, man.
No, it wasn't.
I thought that was
based
cops,
on.
wasn't it?
No, it was based on Whitey Bulger and shit.
Red and Blue. It's something like that. It had something to do
No,
with
this shit came out like 2007.
It didn't come out 2000. That's a 90s movie,
No,
bro.
it's not. I'm talking about the Scorsese movie that fucking was Jack Nicholson.
With the crooked cops. I know what you're talking about in the gang shit. And they dropped you off on the rival set. They got the rival scene.
No, let me think about the name of this movie.
It don't matter the name of the goddamn movie, man. What's the point, man? The movie's called Blue now. It's called Cops. What's the point about the Cops movie? Tell us about the Cops movie. What you got to tell us?
Anyway, like I said, the movie with Jack Nicholson and the motherfucking dude, the whole situation that came up or whatever was, hey, I'm going to do what's best for me. And then the motherfucker that was in charge was like, hey, you do what's best for me. And if what you want to do for yourself or whatever, if that shit don't have no effect on me, then that's okay. But otherwise, fuck you. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is.
Okay. All right. So,
and I think some people are misconstruing when you say that, like, oh, he trying to pump that up. He making it look like it's palm trees and sunshine doing that gangbang thing. And you like, nah. I didn't have some triumphs. I didn't have to go through some things. It didn't taught me how 2 feet within this.
But see, we always gonna glamorize things that's part of hip hop. I mean, y'all remember Nucleus, the song Jam On It?
Of course.
Dude rapping about beating up Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Jam on it.
You know what I'm saying? So you always gonna glamorize.
Over the top.
Good
point. Good point. Even in street urban culture, I don't know if they do this in New York trap, but you ever listen to your homie tell a story about a fight he got in? Yeah. It's never
boom,
like,
bing.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I caught that nigga, boom, bing, bing, bing. Like, never.
So yeah, well, basically, right, King. He was talking about like how you essentially big up like where you from and what you believe in and stuff like that. So it don't kind of misconstrue that for like some sort of a glamorization. It's just if it's time when somebody has misconstrues or misunderstands about something that you represent, step up and clarify. Right.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what he's doing, but they feel like he's glorifying because of the way he talks about his cripping. And he talks about it because he respects being a Crip. He carries that shit with pride. And that's how you technically supposed to be as a man, because this is what you decide to be. You're not supposed to be ashamed of what you do. This person that's talking.
Who is he?
Glasses Malone. Rapper.
And they talking about like
He talking about they're talking about gang culture and how it affect basically people's lives. They saying gang culture has a negative effect on people's lives all across the board. And he like, no, that's not true. That's what y'all see because of what y'all see in the movies. He said niggas just don't wake up every day and go outside trying to kill niggas. That's not what we do. It happens when you get into it with a motherfucker. That's when it escalates to that. But we just don't wake up and say, bro, we trying to go kill niggas today. That's not how niggas start their day. It may end like that, right? But they don't start it that way. And they trying to say, no, it's because this. And he said, no, those are people. That's not because of gang. You would do that, the same circumstances that you would get into in the gang, you could get into it just being a regular person. And that's what he's trying to say. It doesn't matter. These are just poor people in a poor environment. This is what poor people fucking do. You see what I'm saying? Because if gang culture was so negative, everybody would be like, there would be gangs in the white neighborhoods and they would do the exact same thing. They don't do it. No, they don't, because they're not fucking poor.
They just not.
There
really
is no white gangs in fucking Calabasas.
They not good at it, but they do that shit.
I'm just saying it's not. They sell drugs, but they're not gang banging.
Did you ever see Alpha Dog?
Yeah, and
that was based on a true story.
No, but those are poor.
No, they weren't. They was rich as fuck.
Yes, they were. Those Alpha. You talking about the skateboard movie?
Alpha Dog, the movie with the motherfucker that was selling weed and shit, and then he killed that motherfucker for no reason and like hid the truth from his.
I said selling drugs. That ain't gang banging, bro.
He was gang banging. That's why they fucking like they wanted to play like they ass had like fucking like street cred and like, hey, this nigga fucking disrespected you. You better kill him, Holmes. And yeah, he fucking selling for you, so he gonna be your hitman and shit. You never see that shit with
I think. Oh wait, yeah, I have. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
That's the white people. That's white folks gangs and shit. They wasn't poor at all.
They were.
They
was like in the. That was like a little.
That nigga daddy suburb. Was a fucking like was a made mafia nigga or some shit. He ain't fucking put his son on.
That mean he always sold drugs. That mean he was never an honest man.
So he fucking had.
So what
he
you
was
mean?
rich.
But he still has to maintain his gangster because this is how he lives his life.
But he was only like fucking gangster to the point of where he got the nigga out the country and let his ass.
Is that not gang banging? That's let's get back to the conversation. You saying it's not gang? What white people were doing, or white people were they rich or poor?
Gang banging. This nigga
no, it's not because they not in the set. They just selling drugs. You're confusing drug sales and gang banging. Drug dealers are not gang bangers, bro.
I'm talking about gangster shit. I ain't talking about like...
well, that y'all talking about two different things. You talking about gangster shit. You talking about gang banging.
All right.
Murders, gamblers. Don't do gangster shit?
Murders,
No, we talking about...
Pockets,
you still got to recognize you have two separate conversations. That's all, and that's it. That's all.
So back to gang culture.
Yeah, we talking about...
The thing is that, you know, it's tripped out getting. Some people got beat in. Some people had to take a 20 to the chest or something like that. You know, that was the stupid part of it. You know, you had to get tatted up. You know, you had to go through some sort of challenge. You had to box in. You know, two people going at it until the first one drop and all that stuff.
What the fuck does any of this have to do with whether it's good or bad?
Well, these are the most negative parts of being involved in a gang to me. That was
getting
right
beat
there.
In.
Oh, we never got beat in. That was some new stuff, and I think that was some female stuff.
No, they do it to the niggas that's really they ain't fuck with, right? Yeah. It's basically when a nigga want to come be down with y'all, right? But y'all ain't grow up with him. He ain't y'all friends. So you're like, all right, if you want to get out on us, folk, we all got to beat your ass.
My experience all the way back from the 80s is that shit is just a general part of that shit, you know.
I mean, they do it. It is for some. It depends on who blessing you in.
It depends on who blessing you.
Exactly.
Like, what's a gang? What stipulates a gang now? I don't even know. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
All right. Because motherfuckers don't even really be on the same set. They ain't. You know, they don't come from the same background and shit. But they come together and shit, and that's a gang.
What you finna wrap up, Chuck?
Yeah. So the thing is, though, is that after all of that part, you had a crew, man. You had somebody you know if you went up on 58th Street, Big Smooch is gonna be there, or Mark gonna be there, or Carol gonna be there, or Ron gonna be there. You know all these people, all these characters from your block who also are the same affiliation. They gonna be there doing it. Now you had gangbangers who were gangbangers, man. They just loved the culture. They run through. You had hustlers, people who love to get money whatever way they can. You had people who were dope dealers who was and just because those are just those people. You know what I'm saying? They was
some
who
of
they
your
were.
closest folks
no matter
was on
what.
the opposite side of the fence, though. So.
I got an uncle who ran one gang and an uncle who ran another one.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get this. All right.
That shows
history is over there.
fucking, like the brevity of it.
Sure. All right. So fast forward. Okay, I'll be back. Fast forward. So the police out here, I'm ready to break loose. I'm like, you know what? It's over. They finna ruin our stuff. I'm way somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else. We like, nah, cuz we not finna go nowhere. They finna get the fuck up off the block. We doing something.
We doing something. we doing something.
I swear to God, I'm like, okay, so now
Peter Griffin, go on.
BH, they didn't assemble for me. BH, they assembled for me. So I can't leave them. No. So now I'm like, damn, I'm finna go to jail in New York for squabbling with these police because I can't leave the homies. They didn't came out here for me. So it's finna be on. I'm finna be in a legendary squabble with the NYPD over a music video.
Would have been great marketing.
Right?
Great.
I didn't know about marketing still, so I'm really just thinking about the squabble at this point. Sure. So now it's two things happening. One is this Mark II adrenaline going up because now I'm like, how do I win the squabble?
Go.
Yeah.
Right? How do I win the squabble? It's finna happen. So the homie popping like, y'all doing all this old punk ass shit, cuz y'all niggas need to get off the block. They surrounding us. I'm like,
Mind you.
Okay. So you just got to talk about like something that kind of happened in between like him and the cops, but like the thing to highlight here was essentially like that them all collectively coming together and like doing one thing as a group, as like a one consciousness and stuff like that. So that's something that he feels that it was praiseworthy amongst this gang culture. You feel me?
Yeah, because also if you would let them finish, the cops, they didn't do nothing. They saw the way they came together, and they let them shoot that fucking music video, and they got the fuck off the block like they said he was. No, Gus, you good. They gonna get the fuck off the block. We doing something. Hey, move the fuck around. And they did. And that
the only reason I left that out is because they could have left for any reason, and I was gonna let them.
No, that wasn't the reason. No, they
right.
left because they didn't want to fight. They thought they was gonna punk some niggas, and they said these niggas ain't folding. And they got the fuck about it.
I think it could have went either way, but I'll let you.
No,
I respect your opinion.
Anyway, if they wanted to get out, New York could get out with you. They would have, if they wanted to fight that day, they would have got out. But they thought they was going to use intimidating force for their colors, and they know them niggas. Hey, they showed them. Hey, bro, we don't give a fuck about none of that. If you want to try us today, we down to do this shit today. But they wasn't, so they got their ass back in their squad cars, and they went the fuck home.
Well, that's the other thing, man. You got protection. All of y'all on the block, you know. Who do you? Y'all remember hearing that like that,
Yeah.
but that was way back in the days. But you know the police coming. You know, everybody protected on the block. You know, no matter what you're doing, shooting dice, gambling, selling dope, everybody hear that. They know the law coming because you got somebody out there hollering. You know, heads up. You know, but not only that, ain't nobody finna come on that block and hurt nobody. You see what I'm saying? Not even Miss Jones, who worked 9 hours a day, come in tired of that. You can't come on and mess with nobody on that block. And that was, you know, a while ago. I don't know if that's still the same way, but you ain't messing with nobody on that block. You know what I'm saying? And it was family, dog. That's what it was. I mean, it was. And then for a lot of people who had no other family, man, gang was that was it. But then of course you had your car thefts and your radio stolen, you know. Drug dealers,
I mean, but that's what I'm trying to say, though. The
gamblers,
degenerate comes with the gangbang because they're poor.
Right,
If they wasn't
exactly.
poor, this shit wouldn't happen. It'd just be a collective group of people.
All right. Let's keep going.
old black person in America that came from no level of slavery in America. Tell me about shut your punk scary ass up. The only thing I respect, you have no business trying to obey the law. You have a right to stay your ass out of jail, but you ain't got no business trying to use the law as your ultimate guide of morality. Right. Because you know where your ass would be if the law was your ultimate guide of morality. If the law was your, you be right there on that plantation. Well, you know, man, that's to say we can get up off the thing. You got nothing to say about my cripping. Any black person whose family came from slaves, you have nothing to say about this cripping. Shut your ass up. Shut your scary ass up. Shut up.
Isn't that amazing?
There's, like you were saying, like, you know, insofar as like exposing like what type of person you are, but it's that kind of environmental exposure to reality. It's like the whole argument, and you'll see it more in like because California is obviously very anti-gun. But what if someone's breaking into your house? Well, call the police then. No. Like, it doesn't take 13 minutes to get shot.
Right. Just wait. Come shoot your ass. Right. That's what you're waiting. You know, it's crazy. Just wait.
I got pissed off at somebody one time. I was pissed at somebody, and they were threatening to call.
Yeah. Hey, any comments?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's kind of deep for me.
I mean, I understand what he says. Shit, like, I mean, you shouldn't be worried about the law because the law was never, designed for black people. And everybody breaks the law. They try to make it seem like, gang bangers is bad because they break the law, but America is known to break the law. They tell you only way to get rich in this motherfucker, you got to be a little crooked. They don't tell you got to be the most honest businessman to make it. They tell you for you to be rich, you got to get down and be dirty on a nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the same that goes with anything. That's just a human nature thing. He's arguing from the fact that what they're arguing and saying because they think a gang creates this type of environment for these type of results. No, this is just human behavior. Just human behavior.
Yeah, so definitely, I definitely say there's a human behavior that, like, I want to say more specifically though. I like to get into specifics about things, these kind of broad concepts, but it's the hypocrisy in people that is something of note when it comes to this, when it comes to the law and stuff like that. But I mean, the point that what I extracted from what he was saying was, like, if you was born as slaves, then you should already be able to empathize with what is happening out here. A lot of these laws was created to keep us in prison. They were then they over policed this areas that black people are in high number, and then and then they put up. I mean, shit, look at Atlanta. Like how many prisons are in the Atlanta area? You know what I'm saying?
They right off the E-way, like in niggas' neighborhoods. They fucked up.
So and that's what he kind of just. I mean, what else can you say here? Like, for those individuals out there that's not black or freedmen, to be more specific, if your if what you corely believe in is like the law and all that stuff, you truly believe that, then he understands why your criticism. But for the rest of us, especially us, I mean, I guess some people didn't go outside. Some people just they only see the bad in what was happening outside and all of that. But fact of the matter is, again, if you truly been paying attention to what's been happening to black people in America, then you understand that this is more complicated than just them Negroes up to those Negroes in blue, those Negroes in red is up to no good. It's more complicated than that.
Well, let me look. Let's just step back from the forest for a second.
You relate to
Look, all right, look though, but still, the opposite of that is there is like, what is it, that number? I think it's 90% or something like that of the prisoners today, even to this day, and has been for years, have been African Americans. So with an ideology like or a thought process like this young man has, as far as the hell with the law, don't obey the law. I mean, especially if you
even if it wasn't no gangs, motherfuckers would still commit crimes. So that's like,
I know. I'm not saying. That's why I said this young man. I didn't say anything about this crip, but
all of that shit is not relevant.
Wait,
to
GD
me.
mom. No.
Like I said, I was kind of thinking about this earlier and shit. It's not relative to me how fucking like niggas from California gangbang, Because
it's different. Yeah, they say different.
It's a totally different, like, the whole
Different
mentality
structure.
and the structure, everything, right?
See, because they still got this. We don't have
gangbanging
so
here.
our gangbanging it look a little bit different from. That's why he
Like I
said.
say,
That's why he only talks from a crip perspective.
Like I say,
He's not talking from all
gangbanging from Chicago. Like I said, I wouldn't know how to really describe. Of course, you can describe it as what it is. It's a fucking gang fucking city. Probably 1 in 3 people are fucking like gang affiliated or fucking like full on fucking like a member, right? But now, fucking what it means to be a gang member looks different because motherfuckers ain't really like, it ain't like it was before. At least,
Let me talk to him in Nate language. Look.
nah, I'm saying like regular shit. Like, what do you ride under, nigga?
I mean, the crip walk or something.
Wait a minute.
I got a crip walk to get
What do you
the
ride?
message
I mean,
across.
see, this one,
What
okay, in
do you
Chicago
ride?
now, it ain't got real more tribalism now. It's just down the blocks. There is no structure. It's
Exactly.
Just,
it comes down to like
versus
such.
your homies. You know what I'm saying?
That shit
That's
ain't
all
got
it
nothing to
is.
do with whether your ass riding under the 5 or the 6. It's just like
I mean, no, because the
intricate
problem is
shit.
because nigga, we lost that structure. So
These
even though
motherfuckers don't even
niggas
call
claim a
themselves-
set, even though niggas claim to set, all BDs don't get along. The BDs on the 63rd, I'm over by 64, may not get with the BDs over on 83rd. You see what I'm saying?
They don't got none of the same politics
crazy,
and
man.
shit. All they fucking like they laws is different.
They've
it's
lost
not-
guys
it's
like
just because
myself.
It is. They made their own shit up because hey, this is what we is over here, but we
It's
be-
not even
No
that.
more structure.
It became more friendship. It's not that we all part of the gang
it's not
no
a
more.
real thing.
It's just like if you fuck with my homie over here,
It's not
and
a
he tell
real
me even
thing.
though we
It's
part of the
like-
same set, they can't come to a resolution. You supposed to
I'm
be able
bored
to
with
box
this
it out. You know what I'm
conversation.
saying?
This shit is
And it'd be
stupid
cool
now.
at the end of the day. But now niggas want to kill niggas. That's the problem. Niggas don't want to fight no more. They want to kill each other. So you can't be.
Being
You
in
can't,
a
you can't
gang
talk that
means
shit
that
out.
you fucking like right.
Nobody don't
a
even-
fucking
these kids don't
national
even know
flag.
how
This
to
shit
fight,
is supposed
man.
to be
Yeah, they
real
don't know.
serious. But if it's like that, you know, what you my blood buddy or some shit? What the fuck is the stupid shit about? It don't amount to nothing.
They don't fight.
It don't go nowhere. I'm saying it don't go nowhere. That shit ain't legacy based. It ain't generational. That shit is
some
like
gangsters it is. I mean,
no, it ain't nigga from like
You said
what, from
some,
you
bro,
to
not
your
all,
li-
bro.
From you to your little brother or something.
Yeah,
He
you-
said
yeah,
some,
no, I'm talking
nigga.
about
He
from
said
your
some, not
father,
all.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
over with. All right, come on.
Honest. And I don't want to put that on anybody. I don't know anybody, but there has to be an incentive structure in place where you figure either, hey, those guys are hustling, I want to be a part of it, or those guys are doing this, I want to be a part of it, and you're assuming that you're going to end up on the positive side of that transaction. Otherwise, why the hell would you?
Even if he moved over there, it's a form of safety.
So what happened particularly with this homie? Shout out to Gangster 7. I'm not dissing you, bro. I'm just saying you
I
can't
don't know
get
who this person
Yeah,
is.
but I'm saying because he can watch the podcast. I mean, Glass, I'm not on you, fool. Like, you know, you my love. We all right. We done had years now.
Yeah.
22 years deep now.
Yeah.
But all kind of dumb shit before,
Yeah.
right? So at 22, right, you come over here because he made friends. My homeboy Moto, rest in peace, Psycho, right?
Mhm.
He moves to where this dude's old community is. He moves in the East Coast.
Mhm.
He's living there, and this guy's living there too. So now they form a friendship and a bond over a year.
Yeah.
You know, they're friends. But instead of them just being friends, now he wants to be friends with us.
Yeah.
And I think something is wrong with you if you don't understand, you feel me, like that you probably missed out. This is quite, you know what I mean, Trap, like you don't know us. You can go somewhere and die over this.
Yeah.
Why would you sign up? Why would
You
you
don't think
sign
that
up?
was? You don't think that was more to do with that during that year time while they was on the East Coast? Your man was talking so highly and so much about how good it was to be a part of this community right here that he wanted to go be a part of this community though because your man spoke so highly of it.
Yes.
I don't think it was gonna.
I would
think that's what it was.
imagine. Okay, now if you want me to go in Gangster 7's mind or an immigrant's mind when they kind of are
Yeah.
20, 21, 22, and
Bring
they
it
want
up
to
against
join
Gangster
a
7.
community
Bring it
with
up.
strangers. With strangers at that age,
Okay, so yeah, basically he's just going off on like this. It only makes sense for people to be in a gang that's already have a friendship, already have a bond. But anybody on the outside trying to come in like those, he just said like some people, like, I think he think the people like that need therapy more than they need a gang. You know what I'm saying? So he feel like it doesn't make sense for outsiders to try to come in and be a part of this type of lifestyle. You don't even know these people. So, comments.
I mean, I understood what they were saying because the problem is he became friends with you. Like I said, at the end of the day, bro, it doesn't matter if he came into him and he's 21 years old. If he's out there hanging with you niggas every day, you're guilty by association. So, and like he said, in his mind, might as well get out with the set. You know what I'm saying? So, because big problem is you're getting all the bad that comes with the set, nothing that what goods come with the set. So at the end of the day, I can't call niggas able bloods. I can't make everybody fight for me. You see what I'm saying? Because you not down with the set. But I just took this ass whooping like I was just down with the set.
Right.
I mean, well, he ain't speaking to any of those things, but I guess that's how you say that. That's how they'll earn the trust by getting jumped in, apparently. But normally,
That's how you get the army. You don't get the army without getting jumped in. Even though me and those dudes is friends, right? I hang with you niggas every day, but the opposition sees me. Even though I don't claim y'all, right? They're gonna still beat my ass because I'm friends with you. You see what I'm saying? So when I get my ass beaten, I come back to the homie. I like, bro, I need everybody to ride with me. But they like, nah, bro, you ain't with us. You know us. We're friends with you, associate, but we're not obligated to go out and die for you. You see what I'm saying? Only way we do that if you become one of us. That's how that go. You don't get the army just because you're friends with the army. That doesn't work that way.
okay.
I think it's almost like, forgive me, and this is gonna be messed up, but I'm gonna say it. It's like a trans person. Like there's some kind of dysphoria happening. Like, you get what I'm saying? Why would you want to associate with somebody that can cost your life? Like, something is wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, where I'm from could cost my life, but these is my friends. Like, if I go somewhere and get into it over Ron, or if I go somewhere to get into it over Dave, or you know, over Moon, or Club, these are people I knew my whole life. That's what.
So yeah, it just again from his perspective, it just only makes sense for an individual to join a gang, because they already friends. But again, he, just kind of what I was reiterating what I was saying earlier. But for those outside coming in, this don't add up for him.
That's weird because I never ever thought about it like that. But all of the ones that I clicked with, that I ran with as a youth, are all still my friends today, with the exception of those who are dead, which is 90% of them. But the one that still remains, we still know each other, hang out with each other, talk to each other. We're there for each other, and would have and have went to battle for each other on several occasions. Yeah, seriously, serious stuff, man. Yeah.
Comments?
Yeah.
I mean, I already said what I had to say. I mean, it applies to the whole statement.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, and like East
Small,
Coast is
but
kinda
that's
shaped like
intriguing
this, right?
in itself, right there. That's something people will gravitate to, just right there. Like, okay, boom, just the get down, the whole little get down. It's tight knit.
I'm not saying why I couldn't understand why he could see the community and say, hey, you know what, I want to be down. I'm just saying, but once you become 22, 23, now you can start to what's the word I'm looking for? You can start to
You get a little more perspective.
you start to realize what's really at stake.
Shit, I'm gonna be around y'all anyway.
You're not
I'm gonna be around y'all.
80%.
It's kind of more to what
I don't know.
if I'm gonna be hanging anyway. This is how some of us just grew up.
Sure.
I don't want to get shot, but I live over here. I'm walking, like you said, I'm walking with my
No,
homeboys
that-
anyway.
that's-
We
but
gonna get shot.
But that's different.
But if I'm hanging with if his boy is from y'all area,
Sure.
he hanging with him all the time anyway. He coming around y'all all the time anyway. Shit, I'm finna get shot with y'all anyway. Shot at with y'all. I'm just going off what he probably thought, and I don't know. But he like, shit, y'all already operate tighter.
Shout out to Tupac must die.
Right.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, again.
I'm gonna take on these beefs anyway. We might as well.
Like
He might have felt he might as well make it official.
Yeah.
Okay, so they kind of just giving a spin on why it will make sense for that outsider to kind of step in because for that protection. I mean, it does make sense, I guess, but I mean, if this is the part I'm just like, I ain't got it. I have no idea what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead, Brad. Huh?
I got my perspective back, okay? This shit is such a boring and over fucking harped on topic and shit. I fucking be dozing off in between times when I'm sitting up here with y'all niggas. And it's like, you irrelevant. You pretty much irrelevant too. And you, like I said, you don't really got a fucking
I'm irrelevant too. I know. I know.
Yeah, you don't gotta, this ain't got shit to do with what what your life is like or what it's about. Like I say, back in the day, motherfuckers used to have a fucking a reason for this shit. You know what I mean? It used to be I want my fucking environment to represent what I think and what I fucking believe. That's what I meant when I was talking about that fucking movie. I forget the name of it still, but that's The Departed. That's what it was. The Departed, all the way back, if you go back to the 30s, wherever fucking tough ass town, motherfuckers get together and they nah, this shit gonna represent us. It's not gonna represent the motherfuckers that own it or whoever the fuck. And that's what it used to be about. But gangs now, this shit ain't about shit. It ain't about legacy, history, it ain't about your seeds being able to fucking have a rep based on fucking you, based on that. None of that shit. So it's a waste of time.
I mean, it depends on who your daddy or who your people was.
I mean, how often does that shit happen nowadays?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a bunch of people in my family that happen quite often.
Now?
Yeah. I mean, we got our name is based on what our fathers and our cousins did before us. And we were born
Yeah, but like I
it.
said, how long is that fucking shit gonna last without the fucking
I mean, it lasts off with the next man, how he carries the name after you.
Exactly. So how many motherfuckers is keeping that shit?
That's up to the person that carries the name.
How many motherfuckers are keeping that shit proper, not alive?
I mean, it depends on your family.
I mean, there's other reasons for
It depends on the individual.
There's still other reasons for people to still getting these type of beefs and shit with each other anyway, outside what's passed down from their family.
It's not the same shit. Like I say, motherfuckers get into some shit now. They don't need to be in a gang to do they crazy fucking dope head, pill popping ass bullshit. So like I say, that's not about it. That's not about gangs.
I mean, most of them are in the gang though. They claim a set. It's just
Yeah,
it's just
but
a
what
block.
the fuck does that set represent? Who is that set? Fucking nothing.
I mean,
y'all
it's
ain't riding no shit. Y'all ain't standing on
it
nothing.
Was so vastly different.
You ain't got nowhere you can go where that shit is worth
because
shit.
your hat was broke to the left or to the right. You had red on. You had blue
right. You ain't even got no representation.
All that stuff. Now I didn't know gangs still exist. I really didn't. That's just being honest. That's how far off the path I am.
Not based on representation, because motherfuckers is afraid of that goddamn that gang file.
Man,
and shit.
Listen. These young men, what I do know is
niggas
that
ain't breaking shit off. They ain't fucking throwing shit up.
Afraid to fight.
Say it again, Chuck. Say it again, Chuck.
I said I really do believe these young guys out here are really totally afraid to fight with their fists. They're terrified of that. They don't want any kind of. They'd rather see you dead before to go home with a black eye, which is something that was a normal thing for me. All these wounds and stuff is not.
That's because it's emotional and psychological shit. It ain't even about fucking dominance and territory. It's about crazy fucking brain shit. Your ass is, what they call that shit? You fucking like what's the word, nigga? It's like you feel bad about yourself. You
sympathy.
No, other you feel like other motherfuckers looking at you and knowing your shit.
Shame.
Kind of shame.
Kind of, but I know what you're talking about. But still, that's a psychosis, dude. Something wrong with their mind.
That's exactly what it is, nigga. Fucking
wow.
Gangs don't look the same. Like I say, when I was a kid, like I said, 1 out of 3 of niggas I knew was in a gang. My father was in a gang. Like I said, but they was men
paranoid
that was together. You know what I mean? And it was like, hey, you know what the fuck might happen. So if I need your ass to cover my shit, if I get in a beef with these motherfuckers, or if I need you to hide me, or fucking get me out of town because I did some shit, and it's always money related and connected. These motherfuckers ain't got no money between them. And even if they fucking coming from like a long legacy of that shit,
I get you.
They about bullshit.
They just want to kill because they
crazy
about pride. It's more about
that
pride.
ain't pride.
It is because they shit start on the internet. They shit start on niggas talking shit on the internet.
Nigga, if you had pride, you wouldn't be looking on the internet to fulfill your fucking.
That's not what he mean by pride.
That's what pride.
That's not what he means by pride.
This is what I'm saying. Their pride is you antagonize me talking shit, so they respond in street violence. It literally starts over a bitch or some shit on the internet. You got into a fight. See, when we were kids, you got into a fight. Nobody saw that bullshit. Shit. No, nobody saw that shit but the 10 people that was there. Right. They ain't gonna go past those 10 people.
Yep.
Nowadays, these kids see, they posted, it's 1 million people. Yeah. A fucking million people laughing at you, talking about you. They're going to kill you tomorrow because it's 1 million people making jokes about me. You understand that?
Do you know somebody that just
happened
to?
I don't understand that. And I give a flying F if 1 million people were making fun. That's the difference. It's like that don't bother me deep enough to even consider slightly slapping someone, let alone taking their lives.
Brad, last statement.
Everybody I know that has beef on the internet is between 1 and 4 people at most.
Nah, I mean, you just got to know younger.
No, I'm saying serious shit where motherfuckers is like trying to get your location.
I got a homie.
And coming to find you to fuck you up. It'd be like between 1 and 4 people. That's not a lot.
Yes, it's almost 7. Can I get 10 more minutes just for the Drake video?
She trying to cook, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. She waiting on me to cook.
You needed to talk to me before you start picking these motherfucking like the speaking pieces because I know way better like.
All right, you got to go to school. We'll just end with that then. Because all we got to do is read it.
All right, come on.
It's 10 minutes, though. That's the problem.
If
you can't do 10 minutes, then if you can't do 7-10, then you just go ahead and leave it in. All right. Okay. So we good then. What was I finna say about y'all? Oh, yeah. I got to end the show. I lost my train of thought.
Do you write this shit down like
No, it's leave off the fucking dome.
No, I'm just saying, get you a notepad, nigga.
So that was pretty much it with Glasses Malone and his pen or his spin on like this gang coaching and stuff like that and how it influences black people. Ultimately, definitely check it out the conversation for yourself on No Ceilings. So basically, that's the whole purpose of like this conversation. Definitely check out the rest of it on Glasses Malone's No Ceilings podcast. It's a long, very detailed and very nuanced conversation about how essentially how the black community is. Or black culture is influenced by gang culture, and what he's essentially saying throughout the entirety of the video is, look, there's a difference between what gang culture is and what what degeneracy does to gang culture. So the degeneracy itself is not essentially seeped or embedded into gang culture. It's just that due to circumstances, due to things like disinvestment in these communities. That's what just creates desperation. That's what creates the degeneracy that we essentially see. But had things been done differently, had let's say a lot of things such as redlining and gentrification and all of these things that impeded the wealth potential of Black Americans. We would have seen a lot less degeneracy because the money would have been there. I think we all kind of understand wealth. I think we all kind of understand poverty begets violence and poverty begets crime. So with more money going around, with less impeding of or less disinvestment in these Black communities, these kids would have had something more to do than just hurt each other. So it's been hard thinking. I've been a representative of Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. We'll catch you on the flip side. Okay. So we'll just I think that's good enough for today. I did for the next conversation. I did need King. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really gonna make so much sense for just us to kind of just talk about it.
All right.
So we say, oh yeah, you're right. That's why, I appreciate that. So otherwise, I'll go last. Chuck, let's know what you about, what you been, what's up, what's next on your agenda.
Well, for me, next on my agenda is to focus more on this popcorn business. Of course, this popcorn is completely off the chain, and everybody's trying to cost me for some. So I need to get things moving a little bit more smoothly with that, and get myself known out there. That's pretty much what's on my next move.
Okay, Brad, what you got? What you got, brother?
Look into the future. Think about electronic shit, you know what I mean? We getting to a point now where we can actually say that the fucking future is fucking based on your ideas and how you know how to fucking put your resources together and shit like that, you know what I mean? You can be rich. You don't have to worry about all of this shit these niggas is talking about that it only makes sense because motherfuckers is tribal and they congested into one little fucking area and shit. Most motherfuckers don't even know what it feels like to live outside of the fucking place that they family been living for 40 fucking 50 years or some shit. Not in the same fucking home, but in the same fucking general area because you can't break this cycle and shit. So like I said, none of that shit is important to me. The nigga that your ass, the Glasses Malone, like I said, I don't really fucking relate to that shit because like I said, Cali different than here. So,
it is.
Whatever the fuck we gonna say or whatever the fuck we saw or whatever we think is not going to be really relative to what he was fucking talking about. That's it.
Yeah. And that's a real point about that conversation, about that video. Hopefully I remember to edit this in when I go over and, readjust all this. But basically, you see Glasses Malone, you got to understand that he is speaking, he's having this conversation based on the Crip perspective. You feel me? And that's not to say that there's completely parallel with the rest of the world. Well, with the rest of American gangs and stuff like that, because I know things is different. Things can be different for Bloods out there. You know what I'm saying? He's just a Crip. Obviously, things can be different. Latin Kings out here. Things can be different for GDs. Things can be different for Stones and all that stuff. But we guys gotta